Welcome back to AI for Pastors. In today's video, what we're going to be doing is, with the fact that these tools are just growing every day, there's more and more options for generative AI tools and applications. I just wanted to today give a very simple video showcasing really four of the main AI tools that you as a ministry leader can be using. In future videos, we're going to be we're hoping to actually be having videos almost couple a week at this point. We finally got our system set up, and we're in a good place to be able to put out some more content for you guys. Also, I'm really excited to be able to help you as you guys are shepherding God's flock, and give you some tools to be able to more efficiently and more potentially even effectively minister to those that God has put under your care. And so I'm excited to get to share some tools with you, as well as the my experience and what I've learned through my doctoral studies regarding the use of generative AI in pastoral ministry. And so, in this video, we're going to look at ChatGPT. We're going to look at Meta AI, Google's Gemini, as well as Microsoft's Copilot. Those are four information-based, generative, text-based AI platforms that you can use in a lot of different ways. There's some other things that we're going to talk about in this video, but let's get right into it. And so the first platform that we're going to look at is OpenAI's ChatGPT. They're probably the most popular right now, and kind of leading the charge in generative AI. And so what we're looking at here, this is ChatGPT. You can go to chatgpt.com. If you don't have an account, you can create a free account, and you can use this entire platform for free. There's some things that you'll have to that you might not get unless you pay for a premium subscription, but you can absolutely benefit from just using the free version. You'll see here in the top left that we're using the GPT 4o model that's best for complex tasks. There's also 4o mini, GPT 4. We're going to use the same prompt in four different platforms, and we're going to see the different results. And so the prompt that I'm going to give as a pastor, I'm going to put and this is and we're going to have a video specifically for how to create better prompts, because really the tools are only as good as how you're using them. So you can certainly put in a bad prompt and get a bad response. But what we're going to do here is we're going to first tell the program how it should think. So we're giving it almost not an identity, sounds like the wrong word, but we're giving it the mindset. So I'm going to say I'm a Baptist pastor, so I'm going to put you're a Baptist uh, um, Bible scholar, right? That's the mindset that we want it to be in. We want its answer to come from that. And I mean, let's be real. Everyone has a bias, right? If you don't think you have a bias, you have a bias. And so the best thing that we can do is accept that we have a bias. If I'm looking online for a commentary on a Bible verse, I'm going to go to a commentary of someone who I agree. Now, it's good to read others, and it's good to get other perspectives, but if I'm an evangelical Christian pastor, I don't necessarily want to be getting fed information from, like a Mormon interpretation of something or something like that. And so that's not to get into a fight with any Mormons that come upon this video. These tools can help you as well. But as far as a Bible interpretation, I wouldn't necessarily lean on their commentaries. And so I wouldn't want this to scour the internet and all the trillions of things that it's been trained on and be feeding me things that are not in line with what I believe. And so now again, this is important preference. These tools are imperfect. And so you always want to be checking. This is not the end of the road for any study that you do. This is not the end of the road for anything that you create. This is a starting point, but it's a good starting point, and it can get you some good information. So I'm telling ChatGPT, you're a Baptist Bible scholar. Explain the two main views on baptism. Share pros and cons for each, as well as Bible cross references. Okay, so I'm going to copy this. This is the same prompt. I'm just going to copy this, and we're going to paste this in all four, and we're going to see what we get. I haven't done this yet, so and I'm only doing one take of this video, so it is what it is. But I think this is going to work. So we're going to hit enter, and here it's going to give us an answer. The two main views on baptism within Christian theology, particularly as, and okay, here we go. So this is obviously writing it out much faster than we can read it, but we're going to let it do its thing. It's giving us some good scriptural support. We're going to let it continue. Now, here's another nice thing. Say there's a lot of different applications for this. This is one of the reasons I like ChatGPT. Is there's a button I can actually have it read this out loud to me. Like if this is something you're interested in your studies, say you're working on a sermon for baptism and you're interested and you know that there's some difference in views regarding believers' baptism and infant baptism and you want to address the nuances of that. Here's a great starting point for that. But say you're about to go mow your lawn, you're a busy pastor, you got other things going on. Sometimes we like to just listen to podcasts while we're mowing the lawn or working out. You can actually click this read aloud button and it'll start reading all
The
this
two
out to
main
us.
views on baptism within Christian theology, particularly as debated among Baptists and other denominations, are credo baptism, believer's baptism, and pedobaptism, infant baptism. Each view has
And
its
I'm going to
own
go ahead and
theological
stop this.
grounding,
But you can see here,
practices, and implications for Christian
ChatGPT
life.
has an iPhone
1.
app. And so I could be doing all of this. I literally could have just typed in this line of text from my phone into the ChatGPT app, had it read it out to me. And I could be listening to this entire in depth, uh, you know, uh, discussion on the difference between credo baptism and pedo baptism, all while doing something else. And then you can ask another question, say, you know what, I was a little confused. Let's just have an example here. So infant baptism, um so I don't know, I don't really want to get into this right now, but imagine, so say you're listening to it and you're like, man, I'm kind of interested about this whole covenant theology thing, like that, how does that really play in? And so I'm going to say, um in fact, actually, let me just do this. I'm going to, oh, I can't do it from here. I'm going to type in and say, further explain the nuances of covenant theology. Maybe you're sitting here and you're thinking like, I've never actually heard the term covenant. I've heard it talked about, but what is that? And this is the rabbit trail of study that you can go on. And you're as you're looking at something, you see a cross reference of a verse. Well, let's chase that down. Let's chase that down. Well, you can chase it all down right here by just furthering the prompt. So I'm going to ask this to further explain the nuances of covenant theology, and it's going to come up with another response. Here's the key: covenants and covenant theology. And so you can continue to just work through this, and you can see here that just the tool that this is. I'm not going to read all this. I think you understand. So let's take this same prompt. Your Baptist Bible scholar, explain the two views on baptism. Share the cons. This actually should say share the pros and cons for each. So that's chatgpt.com. We're going to go to meta.ai, and we're going to, in the next video, I'm going to do these same 4 platforms, but for image generation. And so you can ask Meta right here to generate images for you. We'll do that in the next video. I'm going to start a new conversation. I'm going to type right here. You're a Baptist Bible scholar. Explain the two main views on baptism. Share the pros. I'm going to type that in, and cons for each, as well as Bible cross references. Oh, it's going to ask me to log in. Oh, perfect. Okay, and so here we're off and running. And so here we have immersion, we have believer's baptism, infant baptism. It's interesting that this identifies it actually further, sprinkling versus immersion. And so we see here a little bit different information, but we see still pros, cons. We have cross references for everything. Again, you shouldn't just trust this information. No different than if you were to Google cross references on something, you wouldn't just trust it. This is the starting point. And so, and this is going to be the same for any AI tool. Now, I will say from my personal experience using these tools a lot in my studies, the information's pretty good. There has been very few times where I've been given a piece of information and I'm thinking like, ooh, that's wrong. That's not good. So it's good, and it's only getting better. So there's some level of confidence that we can have in this. But again, we always need to make sure that we, as the human who have been given the task of preaching as ministry leaders, as pastors, it's up to us to make sure that we're what we're pouring over in the weeks of studying and prepping for a sermon, that what we're sharing with our congregation is accurate and biblical, and supported. So this is Meta AI again, newcomer. Some of just the UI stuff. You can see some history of messages, just like in ChatGPT. You have history here, so there is, you can go back and interact with old stuff as well. The next one is Gemini. Gemini is Google's platform. I'm going to paste the same prompt in here. And so this is just gemini.google.com. If you have a Gmail account, you can use this for free. Meta AI, if you have a Facebook or Instagram account, you can use this for free. Chat GPT, you have to create a Chat GPT account, but you could use it for free. So Gemini, here's again, very, very similar. Two main views: information, believer's baptism, pros, cons, infant baptism, pros, cons, and a conclusion. And we can kind of let it know if we like its response and stuff, and then we can actually do some other things. And it is interesting, and we'll get it again. Images are going to come in a different video, but you can actually upload images to these platforms and have it identify. Me and my wife do it all the time. We'll take a picture of a flower or a bird or something and say, "What is that bird?" or "What is this?" Or you can even have it, like, again, this is not necessarily pastoral ministry, but you can use it in your personal life. You can take pictures of nutrition labels on foods and have it break down different things for you. And so the technology is pretty wild, and it's getting even wilder. So what a time to be alive. But we have a lot of tools that can really help us, and so this is just one of them that I want to show you. The fourth thing that I want to show you. So I'm on a Windows PC right now, as you can see, and in the bottom right corner, there's a little button that says Copilot in Windows. You can click that, and there's actually a built-in AI tool in Windows. And so I can do the same thing. Ask me anything. I can tell it the conversation. I want it more precise, balanced, or creative. I'm interested in good information right now. So I want more precise information. And so it looks like there's a Get Copilot Pro. So there is a paid option to this. I'm not paid for this. So I just got this PC about a week ago. And so this just came standard with Windows. I think this is Windows 11. So I'm going to submit the same question, and it's going to load its response. So far, I think all of them have been about the same speed. I wouldn't say that I choose one over the other because one's faster. Actually, as I say that, this Copilot is actually running kind of slow right now. I think this is probably the slowest one we've had so far. Um, as far as Meta, Gemini, and ChatGPT, I think they were all pretty similar. So here's what it says: believers' baptism, sure. It identifies Baptist theology, believers' baptism, biblical support, symbolism. Those are the pros. Cons: infant baptism, pros, cons, and then it's going to give the Bible cross references after for either. So that's kind of nice that they set it up that way. I hope this clarifies your two main verses. And then it actually will give you some other, like, it kind of comes up with some other questions that you might be interested in, but or we can continue to just ask it here. And so that's the four just tools that I really wanted to highlight: ChatGPT, Meta AI, Gemini, and Microsoft's Copilot. I would encourage you to try all of them. I'm going to have links to all of them in the description. You can go check them out. Again, you can use all of these tools for free. Let it help your studies. Let it help your personal life. You have questions about, we had sewer issues in my house the other day, and I was having AI diagnose my sewer problems. There's so many things that you can do with this technology, and so let it help you. There's no reason why we have to make things harder for ourselves. Let the tools, God has given us technology. God has given us these tools to be able to effectively and efficiently minister to those that are in our flock. And so let us do that. And so with that, I want to just thank you for watching the video. We're going to have more coming. Again, we have another video that's going to be specifically dealing with image generation, which is big for social media. It's big for sermon slides, everything like that. We're going to go through all of these different tools, and I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. We have another video coming out where we're going to talk about how to make a custom GPT which you may not know what that means, but basically it's a trained AI platform specifically for you and specifically for your church or any other thing that you would want it to be for. So imagine an AI platform that is perfectly trained on everything to do with your church. That you could ask it constitutional questions. You could ask it things that most other programs wouldn't be trained on. We're going to go over that, and we're going to go over a lot more. So if you're interested in these things, if you want to learn how to use technology to aid and support your ministry, if you're trying to, if you're wearing too many hats and you need some help, there's a lot of these programs can help relieve some of the routine work as well as some of the hard work that you are pouring into every single day and week that these tools can help you with. And so if that's you, make sure to like this video, comment anything that you'd like to see in future videos. I do check those comments. Subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way you'll get notified when new videos come out, and we'll catch you in the next one.